The next one is placentation. First we have to know what is the meaning of placentation. It is a mode of means way of arrangement of placenta in the ovary. The ovary is having special tissues called placenta. With the special tissues, placenta only, ovules are attached. Okay, they are attached with the carpel. So between the carpel and with the ovule, between the ovule and carpel, there is a special tissue called the placenta. So wherever the placental tissue is there and all, one ovule is attached. So first we have to know where the placenta is present in the ovary, that is mode of arrangement of placenta. If you understand the placental arrangement, ovule arrangement we can understand, both are same. Okay, it is a mode of arrangement of placenta in the ovary. This is called a placentation. Okay, the mode of arrangement we can say the mode of distribution of placenta inside the ovary. Okay, here in this picture we are going to study different type of arrangement of placenta and the ovules. So first one is called a marginal placentation. The placenta and ovules are attached with the margin of the ovary. Okay, that is called a marginal placentation. Now I am taking one ovary. This is the ovary of one particular flower. This is one margin. It is flattened. Actually, it is slightly flattened. This is one margin. This is another one margin. So all the ovules are attached with one margin. So between the ovule and this margin, the placenta tissue will be present. So this is called marginal placentation. That is, if the placenta and the ovules are arranged at one side or one margin of the ovary, then it is called a marginal placentation. It is with the placentae, placenta singular, placentae plural, along the margin of the unicarpellary ovary. So the ovary should be unicarpellary. So in that one margin will be there. Two margins will be there, but one margin. The ovules and placentae are arranged at one margin. That is the marginal placentation. Okay, the second type of placentation is called axile placentation. Now axile means central axis. This is the ovary cross section. This is the central axis of the ovary. With the central axis, imagine that 5 carpels are attached. Okay, these are the 5 carpels. Okay, this is one carpel, second carpel, third, fourth and fifth. 5 carpels are there. Now all the carpels are attached at the center with one central axis. That is called the axil of the ovary. Now all the ovules are attached with the central axis. So between the central axis and ovule, placenta tissue will be there. So the placenta and the ovule are attached with the central axis. This is called axile placentation. The placentae, that is here one placenta, here one like that. Placentae arises from the column. Column means central column in the compound ovary. What is a compound ovary? The ovary with the 5 carpels or more than 5 carpels we can call as compound ovary with septum. Example, hibiscus, the common flower, hibiscus. You can see 5 carpels, all the ovules are attached at the center. Tomato, it is also. Now when we cut the fruit, tomato, lot of seeds will be there. That is, in the flower they were ovules. They are attaching with the central thick column will be there. That is called tomato. Lemon, we are cross-sectioning the lemon. At the center of the fruit there is an axis. All the seeds will be arranged very closer to the central axis. Lemon, orange, etc. So axile placentation. The next one is superficial placentation. We have to see there. Now we are taking one cross-section of the ovary. It is multicarpellary ovary. Many carpels are there. Many carpels. See, for example, here one carpel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 carpels are given, or 10 carpels, any number. Now here all the carpels are attached with a central wide axis. Okay, central wide axis. This is the axil of the ovary. Then the ovules with the placentae are distributed on the carpel, not with the axil. They are not at all touching the axil. They are distributed along with the wall of the carpel. Say here all they are attached with the wall of the carpel. Here also they are attached with the wall of the carpel. That is called a superficial. Ovules arise from the surface of the septum. Okay, the wall of the carpel. Okay, surface. Example, nymphaceae. Nymphaceae, I already told you. What is that? Lotus. In lotus and all, we can find this type of arrangement. Then the next one is parietal placentation. Okay, parietal placentation. What is actually the parietal placentation? Now we are taking one ovary. Now we are taking the cross section. 3 carpels are there. This is called one carpel, second carpel, third carpel. But each carpel, margin to margin, they are fused. Okay, so 3 carpels are fused, but leaving one wide cavity. So it is called a tricarpellary unilocular ovary. Tricarpellary unilocular ovary. So wherever the 2 margins are fusing, now for example, this is one margin of this one carpel. This is the margin of the next carpel. So the 2 margins are coming and touching. And there a pair of ovules will be there. A pair of placenta and a pair of ovules. Similarly, this margin of this, what is the carpel? The margin of this carpel are fusing, there one pair of ovules will be present, like that here. So 3 pairs, fixed number, 3 pairs of ovules. But they may be present in rows. But in the cross section you can find 3 pairs. That is the parietal. Parietal means arranged in pair. That is called a parietal. It is the placentae on the ovary wall. They are placentae on the ovary wall, or upon intruding the portion, there is partitions. They are intruding the partition. Here only the partition is there. That fusion is there. There they are doing that. Partitions of the unilocular, single locule. Only one locule is there. Compound, 3 carpels are there. Compound ovary. Example, mustard, argemone, cucumber. This is actually the fruit, cucumber. In the ovary of the cucumber, it will be like this. The same arrangement when it is developing into the fruit, you can find the seed arrangement like this, cucumber. Then we are coming to free central placentation. Now we'll take, what is this free central placentation? It is with the placentae along the column in the compound ovary. Compound ovary means ovary with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 carpels. Compound ovary without a septa. No septa will be there. Okay, no partitions will be present. Okay, so for example, this is the ovary we are taking. Number of carpels will be there. We need not bother about how many. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything is united, leaving a single wide cavity. But at the center, there is a thick column. Very, very thick, stout column will be there. That is, over the thick, stout column, the placentae are arranged. The ovules are also arranged. So, they are free central. That is, on the center, that is attached with the central axis, they are present. That is called a free central. Okay. But previously, the central, this one we have taken, axil placentation. But in the axil placentation, the central axis will not be very thick. It will be very thin. Okay. So, all the ovules are very closer to the center. But it is not like this. It is stout. It is wide. And all are arranged like this. And another difference between this is the cross section of the ovary. But this is the vertical section of the ovary. Now this is the vertical section. The bottom of the ovary, this is the top of the ovary. But only one central axis is formed. Ovules are attached. This is called a free central placentation. The last one we are coming to, it is basal placentation. In the name itself we can understand base. Now in this basal placentation, the ovary is made up of only one carpel. Okay, unicarpellary or monocarpellary ovary. Only one locule will be there, only one cavity. Okay, monocarpellary unilocular ovary. And the ovary is having only one ovule. No 2, 3, 4, 5 and all. Only one ovule. See, this is the vertical section of the ovary. Okay, this is the ovary. Style is going up. Vertical section we are taking. The whole ovary is made up of only one carpel. The whole ovary is having only one cavity inside. Only one ovule is there. Now this ovule is having long placenta. See the placenta which is attached with the bottom of the ovary. Here bottom. Here only the placental tissue like long stalk it is coming. Then the ovules are holding that. So, if the placenta is attached at the bottom of the ovary, it is called basal placentation. It is a placenta at the base of the ovary. The placenta is attached with the base of the ovary. Example, sunflower. Okay, sunflower, asteraceae, marigold. Okay, right. Now, these are all the various types of placentations. Now, we are going to start with the last topic, fruits. Actually, fruits and seeds, because seeds are not separate structure, they are present inside the fruit. So, in this slide, we are going to study about how a fruit is developed from the ovary. Now, here one flower was already present, but we are taking only the ovary. All other parts after pollination and fertilization will fall off. Sepals will fall off, petals will fall off, then androecium, stamens will fall off. Then only gynoecium will be there. In the gynoecium, ovary, style, stigma, inverted, I have taken, inverted, upside down. So, even in the gynoecium, stigma and part of style will fall off. Stigma and part of style will fall off. Only the ovary will be present inside. So, the ovary, this is the complete ovary, and inside the ovary, the fertilized ovules will be present. Fertilized ovules. So, the outer bulging portion is the ovary. And inside, small, whatever the shape may be, they may be spherical or oval or any shape can be. These small structures which are present are called ovules. These ovules are already fertilized. Then, the ovary with the fertilized ovule will develop into a fruit. Okay, will develop into a fruit. Now, this is the complete fruit. Now, this is the wall of the fruit. It may be thin or it may be thick and fleshy. So, the ovary wall, the outer wall is there, no? The ovary wall will develop into fruit wall. Will develop into fruit wall. Now, inside the ovary, the fertilized ovules are present. The fertilized ovules are developing into the seeds. Only the seeds are having the capacity to develop into, germinate into new plants. So, here two structures will be there in the fruit. One is the outer protective covering called a fruit wall. The fruit wall is also called a pericarp. Carp means fruit, pericarp. And inside that, any number of seeds will be present. Now, this is the basic information about how a fruit is developing. Ovary wall develops into fruit wall. Ovules, fertilized ovules are developing into seeds. The fruit wall is also called a pericarp. Now, we are going to take types of fruits. The fruits, all the fruits, if you take it from the plants, various types of plants, all the fruits are not exactly looking alike. There are different types. So, scientifically we have to classify, not generally, scientifically we have to classify the fruits into various types. Now, first type of fruits are called the simple fruits. The second type is called aggregate fruits, and the third type is called multiple fruits or composite fruits. Now, I will give the basic difference between the simple fruits, aggregate fruits and multiple fruits. So, the previous slide we have understood that ovary develops into fruit, ovules develop into seeds. That is the basic information. So, based on that we are going to see what are simple fruits. We have to see one ovary develops into one fruit. Only in a flower, only one ovary is there. That ovary develops into one fruit. Then that fruit is called a simple fruit. Okay. Now, the previous diagram is a simple fruit. Okay. We are coming to aggregate fruit. Apocarpus ovary, only one ovary. Okay, it is not plural, only one ovary. But it is having apocarpus. Already we have studied in the previous slide what is the meaning of apocarpus. Ovary is having carpels. The carpels are free from each other. The carpels are free from each other. Such ovary is called apocarpus ovary, the ovary with free carpels. Now, the ovary with the free carpels develop into many fruitlets. What are fruitlets? They are not complete fruit, portions of the fruit. Now, I will give one explanation for this. In the ovary, imagine that there are 10 carpels. Okay, 10 carpels are there. Now, all the 10 carpels are free from each other. They are not fused. Now, that ovary is developing into the fruit. Each carpel develops into one fruitlet, one fruit division, one fruitlet. So many fruitlets will be there. How many will be there? If 10 carpels are present, 10 fruitlets will be developed. So such fruits we can call, cluster of fruits we can call as aggregate. We are calling this as what? Aggregate. Okay. Apocarpus ovary develops into a cluster of many fruitlets. That is called, so the many fruitlets, the full cluster we can call as aggregate. Next we are coming to multiple fruits or composite fruits. Now at the beginning of this topic we have studied inflorescence. Inflorescence means a bunch of flowers arranged on a common stalk. The common stalk is called a peduncle. Now the bunch of flowers means any number. It may be 4, 5, 6 or it may be 25, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200. Flowers will be present. Imagine that in one multiple fruit which is developing from the inflorescence, that inflorescence is having 100 flowers. Okay, one bunch, 100 flowers in one bunch. 100 flowers are having 100 ovaries. Okay, after pollination and fertilization, all the ovaries are developing into fruits, is it not? At that time, the fruits are fusing with each other. The individual fruits are fusing with each other and giving a large appearance, a large structure. That large structure is called a multiple fruit. That means 100 small fruits fused together form a single large fruit. That is called a multiple fruit or composite fruit. So how to give the meaning for multiple fruit or composite fruit? Many ovaries, because in the bundle of flowers, many ovaries are there. They develop into one large fruit. That is called a multiple fruit. Example, jackfruit is a multiple fruit. Okay. Now many ovaries are developing into very small fruitlets that only we are consuming. Each one small division what we are consuming is one fruit. So everything fused together form a very big structure. That is called a multiple fruit. The multiple fruits are further classified into two types. They are sorosis and syconus. Okay, sorosis and syconus. Now the sorosis first we will take. Just now I told about jackfruit, that only. Developed from spike. Spike is a type of inflorescence where enormous number of flowers will be present. So this sorosis, multiple fruit, developed from spike inflorescence. The perianth. What is the meaning of perianth? We have to see. Once again we have to recollect. The calyx and corolla. Calyx is made up of sepals, corolla is made up of petals, but they are undifferentiated. All the sepals and petals are looking exactly alike. That is called a perianth. The perianth fuse together and form the edible part. So for example, in the jackfruit, the sweetish and tasty fleshy part of the fruit what we are eating is a perianth. Okay, perianth or perianth, fusion of perianth. They are storing a lot of food that is there. That is together and form the edible part. That is. So like that many divisions will be present. So one perianth, one fruit. So many fruits will be there. Everything fused together form a larger structure. Next we are coming to this syconus. The syconus is developed from hypanthodium, another one type of inflorescence. It is coming under special inflorescence. It is coming under special inflorescence. Hypanthodium. Once again, if you see the slide of this special inflorescence, you can understand this. Receptacle. Okay, what is the receptacle? The tip of the thalamus. The tip of the thalamus is flattened and that is called a receptacle. The receptacle is fleshy and it is enclosing the true fruit. The true fruit will be reduced, but the fleshy part is covering this. The fleshy part is receptacle. Ovary wall is not developing. The receptacle is developing into thick and fleshy part. That is called a syconus. Okay. The best example for this is ficus. Okay. Banyan fruit. Ficus. Okay. So, even for this fig, the fig is also the example for this ficus or fig. Now you take this two pictures we are giving. Now this is the jackfruit which is coming under sorosis. Now this is the cross section of ficus, that is banyan fruit. Now this is the vertical section what we have taken. Now for aggregate fruit, here you can see the cluster of fruitlets. Okay, but all developed from single ovary. All these fruitlets are developing from single ovary. One ovary develops into many fruitlets. So each small fruitlet, small division is called one fruitlet. So that is for aggregate fruit. The whole cluster is called aggregate. The best example for this is Polyalthia. Polyalthia is a very commonly seen in plants everywhere. Ashoka tree. The Ashoka tree is the Polyalthia. Now we are coming to, once again, the classification of fruits based on the development, based on how they are developed. Based on that, we are classifying the fruits in another way. So first way of classification, simple fruits, aggregate fruits, multiple fruits. Now it is depending upon ovary develops into fruit. But now classification of fruits based on another development. We are going to see what are they. The fruits. The fruits are classified into true fruits, false fruits and parthenocarpic fruits. It is the method of development, not which part is developing, method of development or mode of development. Now which are called true fruits? If the ovary wall develops into fruit wall, it is called a true fruit. Only the ovary wall will be developing into fruit wall. Okay, the seeds are developed from that is as usual ovules. That is what, fertilized ovules. So true fruit, what are they? Ovary develops into fruit without any non-carpellary part. That means carpellary part will not be there. Outer wall. Okay, the outer wall of the ovary will develop into the fruit wall. Example, tomato, mango, all these things. Ovary wall develops into the thick and fleshy part. False fruit. In some fruits, the thick and fleshy part will be there. It is called a fruit wall. But the fruit wall, the pericarp, we are also calling it as pericarp, is not developed from the wall of the ovary. Wall of the ovary is not becoming thick and fleshy. Such one we can call as false fruit. See that? In addition to the ovary, the non-carpellary, that is floral parts, non-carpellary parts like thalamus. Thalamus is a developing into fleshy part. Example, apple. Now what is thalamus? Thalamus is the bulging portion of the stalk of the flower. That is called a pedicel. Pedicel, at the tip of the pedicel, a bulging portion is there, that is a thalamus. So the thalamus becomes edible part, fruit wall. So actually the apple, the fleshy and tasty part what we are eating is not the wall of the ovary, it is the fleshy part, that is thalamus. Okay, perianth, jackfruit, just now we told, perianth. In the jackfruit, the edible part is a thick and fleshy, it is very, very tasty. Now that region is developed from perianth. Okay, perianth I told you, undifferentiated calyx and corolla, that is sepals and petals. So sepals and petals gives the edible part. And involucre and perianth. Now in the head inflorescence we have studied. Involucre, the bottom cup-like structure, and the outer, the involucre is the receptacle. The side wall is called involucre. So the involucre and the perianth of the flower join together form the thick and fleshy part. Example, English walnut. Okay, developed into fruit. So in all these fruits, the real edible part is not developed from ovary. They are developed from other parts of the flower. So they are false. Then we are coming to parthenocarpic fruit. Okay, now we will come to the general development of a fruit. Now the fruit will be developed from the wall of the ovary only after pollination and fertilization. Only after pollination and fertilization. Then it is what is that real, what is that fruit we can say. Now we are going to see what is parthenocarpic. Sometimes in some plants, okay, in the flower, without pollination and without fertilization, particularly fertilization, without fertilization, a fruit will be developed. That type of fruit we can call as parthenocarpic fruit. In such fruits, because of absence of fertilization, seeds will not be seen. So these are fruits, parthenocarpic fruits are also called seedless fruits. Okay, we'll take development of the fruits without fertilization. No fertilization will be there. Without fertilization, the wall of the ovary will develop into the fruit. They are seedless, just now I told. If the ovules are not fertilized, they cannot develop into seeds. So no seeds. So they are seedless fruits. Example, banana. Now you can see that banana, it is a very thick and fleshy fruit. but when we are eating, at the center some black dots will be present. They are unfertilized ovules. They are not seeds. They are unfertilized ovules. That means what? The banana fruit developed into thick and fleshy before fertilization or without fertilization. So the banana fruit is a parthenocarpic fruit.